Hey guys, welcome to How to Be Fancy. I'm Heather, and today I'm in a very special location. I am here with Dawna Mainard. She is a permanent makeup specialist, and we've got some fun things planned for today. But before we get into maybe some eyebrows, I wanted to sit down with her and just talk with her about what she does, why she does it, and then answer some of your questions.
I am Dawna Mainard. I am a nurse and a permanent makeup artist, and I've been doing permanent makeup for 16 years now. I work in a doctor's office, Dr. Craig Wooten. I've been with him for 16 years.
Cool.
And I do eyebrows, eyeliner, lips, areolas for breast cancer survivors.
That's really cool.
But my most requested procedure is brows.
Yeah.
Brows are
they're a huge thing right now.
They're huge. Yeah.
When did you notice kind of that trend of brows becoming kind of a thing
Good
in the
question.
beauty world?
It's probably been with just the last 4 to 5 years.
Okay, so
because I was doing a lot of eyeliner and lips up until about 4 or 5 years ago, and so it wasn't really my favorite procedure to do. I love doing lips. I love lots of color because I'm an artist. But when brows became popular, I started doing a lot of studying and trying to perfect my brows.
Your brows.
The shape, the color, and I absolutely love doing brows now.
And you definitely have a very distinct look to your brows. I can look through my Instagram feed of brows and be like, those are Dawna's brows. Like they have a look, and I love it. So I have questions from the people, but the first thing I wanted to ask you is, if someone isn't here and can't come see you, what are the things that they should be looking for when they're looking for a permanent makeup artist?
Oh, that is a great question. In the state of Oklahoma, we have very strict laws. Probably the most strict of any state. In order to get my permanent makeup license, I had to do 450 hours of theory before I could touch a real person.
Wow.
And then be observed while I'm doing at least 36 procedures, then take a test from the health department. So it's very involved. It took many months and a lot of money to get my license. So in order to work in the state of Oklahoma, you have to go through that training. Process. You have to get a license to work in Oklahoma. So you can't come up from Texas for the weekend and do eyebrows or whatever. So when you're looking for someone, when you're looking for a permanent makeup artist, that's the first thing you should look for. Are they licensed in the state of Oklahoma?
Okay.
Are they in a doctor's office? Because that's also a regulation of the health department in Oklahoma. You have to work in a doctor's office. It could be a dentist, it could be a DO, medical director. My doctor is a surgeon, so you have to be in a doctor's office. So that's another thing that you want to look for. A reputable artist will have a portfolio. Nowadays with social media, they should have a portfolio somewhere that you can look at, that you don't have to go into their office. I know there are older artists that still like to have just a book. You can come in and see my book, and that's fine. But most of the people should have a portfolio. Yeah.
And if you have to go to the office to look at it, you can always leave.
If your gut says this something's not right, it's okay to walk away. Yeah, it's okay to walk away.
That's good to know, because sometimes you get into it and then you're like, oh, I don't know that this is right, but you feel partially committed, which is great. Why, social media is fantastic, because you kind of can.
You can make a lot of decisions before you ever go to the office.
Yeah.
You know, how long have they been doing it? Are they brand new? Are they seasoned? Do they have the Oklahoma license? Are they in a surgeon's or a doctor's office? Once you do get into their office, what does their office look like? Is it clean? Are they clean?
Yeah.
I mean, scrubs aren't required, but I've worn scrubs for 30
Right.
years. As a nurse, I'm comfortable in scrubs. Make sure they're clean. They don't have a bunch of jewelry hanging off them while they're, trying to tattoo their face. Is there a sink where they can wash their hands? Do they have their license out and so that you can see it out and visible? When you walk into that office for the first time, generally you'll get a vibe. Is this a safe, clean environment? Is there stuff scattered around? Do you feel welcomed or unwelcomed? That's really important.
Yeah.
So those are the things that are pertinent.
Yeah, just look for kind of those basic things.
And then their artwork,
Yeah.
There's a lot of artwork that I look at that I'm wondering, why are you posting that?
Yeah, like, is that your best work?
Yes. Or if they don't post but maybe once a month, it makes me think, well, they were really proud of that.
That one.
What
Were there 20 others?
Else,
Yeah. That's
and
a
I'm
good
bad
point.
about, I have to make myself post because it's
work.
It's work.
It's an extra thing to do.
It's something else to do, but I want people to look at my pictures and see them. I don't do all 25-year-olds that are perfect.
Right. Yeah.
I do all kinds of women.
A range of women.
And so I want you to scroll through and see someone that looks like you.
Yeah.
That you can relate to.
I think that makes sense. Yeah. How do you feel about reviews, like online reviews? Is that a good, bad?
Reviews are golden.
Okay.
And I am not shy about asking for a review. I never say, will you go and give me, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever. I just say, would you mind taking some time and letting other women know what your experience was like?
But that's how I find everything. And so I always wonder.
With reviews, yes. Their reviews are so important.
Yeah, they're super helpful.
Yeah.
So I like Yelp, I Facebook, all the things. Like
and you're gonna have good and bad. That's life.
Sure.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And so, but they are important. There's good information there. So reviews are great.
So since we know that brows are a huge thing, microblading seems to be like the top trend in brows, but I know that you do several different techniques and it kind of meshes everything together wonderfully. So I want to hear from you, like, what you think maybe about each technique that you use, but then also how you decide what's best for the client.
Okay, great questions. I love to microblade because I'm an artist. I have that tool in my hand and I can make any kind of design I want. Because brows don't grow like a picket fence. All brows flow a certain direction, and yours might flow up, some others might flow south or sideways. They're all different. And so to make a microblade procedure look natural and beautiful, it's the design of the brow. And so I have a couple of different designs that I like to use. It just depends on the way your hair grows. However, microblading is not the best technique for, I would say, most people.
Dispelling myths.
Most people. And because I've been doing microblading for about 5 years, I've followed these clients from how it looks, the Instagram look, immediately after. All microblading looks beautiful.
Yeah, right.
If it's someone who knows what they're doing. But then I follow them for their 6-week appointment. How well was the retention? A year later, several years later. So I'm getting away from doing as much microblading now. If I do microblading, it's to incorporate it with a powder brow, not the entire thing.
Okay.
The perfect person for microblading is a younger client with really healthy skin that doesn't have large pores, they're not oily. And
so like the perfect skin person.
Yeah, they're perfect, and there's not that many people. And you can't do microblading year after year after year because it actually cuts the skin.
Right.
So in order to, and it's just it's not a deep cut. It's just opening that top layer of skin, making a little channel so pigment can get in there, and the skin will heal over it, and it looks like a hair stroke. If you have plenty of brow hair to start with. If you have nothing, just imagine what it's going to look like, tattooed lines.
Right, just lines on your face.
Just lines, yeah. So if you have brow hair to start with, and all you need is a little more, you know, your brows to look more full. Those, put some hair strokes in there and it's perfect. So you have to have the perfect environment. You know, a healthy skin, that's not too oily with brow hair. That cuts most of us out.
Like
we have wimpy brows. I have mature skin. It's like, so not that many people are gonna get microblading. And you'll see the trend. It's been real trendy for a while, but it's starting to be less trendy now.
As you go back and realize it doesn't look the same after time.
And we kind of follow what they're doing on the East and West Coast.
Yes, of course.
And there are very few microbladers anymore. We're going back to our roots, back to the tattoo machine. However, with the tattoo machine, we're doing the techniques differently.
So you can...
And so, tattoo machine, the needle goes in and out like a sewing machine needle. And so, the old style tattoo brow, which I know you know what those are like, straight edges, thin, dark, saturated with color.
Very scary.
It looks like a tattoo on your forehead.
Absolutely.
Who wants that?
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. I did tattooing, permanent makeup for about 14 years before I ever had my brows tattooed.
Wow.
Because I didn't like that look.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't.
I don't blame you.
And so I started studying different techniques. And so now I can do what I call a powder brow. But it's called ombre, 3D, fusion. There's a lot of different names. But it's just the technique of, it's more of an airbrush look. And it doesn't last as long, but it's the prettiest brow. And that the trends are coming from the East and West Coast, and it's here in Oklahoma now, and that's my favorite procedure to do.
Well, it pulls more people, it sounds like, into like a viable, like, candidacy for doing your brows versus something that just isn't right for your skin or longevity wise isn't going to.
You're not going to be, it's not going to be that tattoo that you're sorry you got. Because it's on your face.
That's the last thing you want on your face. Okay, so I want to know, how long does the brow last? Because I know it doesn't last forever, but I want to get the longest life out of it that I can. So how often should I be coming back in? What's your recommendation?
Generally between 1 and 3 years. And it just depends, with the powder brow, it just depends on how oily your skin is. If you're really oily, it's gonna fade a lot quicker. Also, medications, age. The biggest culprit is the sun. The sun, just like any tattoo, will fade your eyebrows, and it fades the weakest color first. If you see someone with tattoos on their hands or that's exposed to the sun, they turn that green color. It's faded. It's not sharp anymore. Well, tattoos on your face are going to do the same thing. The ink is different. This is made for permanent makeup, but it's still going to fade. So, good sunscreen. A cute ball cap if you're going to be out in the sun.
Protect your face. You should be doing this anyway. You should be protecting your face. But sunscreen in the brows.
Sunscreen every day in the brows. But on average, 1 to 3 years. And if you think about it, when we start doing things for ourselves, Botox, fillers, even cutting your hair, it doesn't. There's
maintenance required.
Upkeep. So when your brows have faded too lightly, you just go back and get them, a color boost.
And that's not like having to redo them from scratch, right?
No. If you come in once a year, it's pretty easy. If you wait 3 to 5 years, it would be a little bit more involved, but still doable.
Gotcha.
And once you're my client, then the price is a whole lot better.
So what does the healing process look like? Once I've had my brows done, or permanent makeup in general, I don't know if there's a lot of variation there, but what does that healing process look like, and how long does it take?
Right. Well, again, anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
We all heal differently. I had my brows done about 1.5 years ago, and so I can speak from experience. So whenever you have an injury to your body anywhere, the body will release some lymph fluid. It's just a clear fluid that covers the injury and hardens, and that's what a scab is. So they're going to scab over. So immediately after, your brows are going to look bold. Every time you walk past the mirror, you're going to go,
a little bit of a shock.
Who are those eyebrows? So they're going to be dark. And that scares some people, but most people, it's like, I can see brows. So they will be dark. They will scab over a little bit, and you want to keep them dry.
Okay.
So, it's a little tricky taking a shower, but it's doable. If you're patient and you do all the things right, then it'll be worth it. You'll have great looking eyebrows, but they will be very dark and bold for at least a week.
Gotcha.
Some people are very slow to heal, so if your brows are still scabbed over at 2 weeks, you need to let me know.
Yeah.
It's usually within about a week.
Okay.
Week to 10 days.
That's doable. I've had big tattoos, so I'm used to like the scabbing process and showering with limbs out of the.
I don't have any tattoos. I didn't know.
This big one here, and it does exactly the same.
The biggest difference between a body art tattoo and face tattoo is the aftercare. The skin on the face is a little bit different. You've got all these pores and oil glands. You don't want to pack a bunch of a petroleum-based product on your face.
I can imagine that would go south real fast.
Yeah, I've tried a little bit of everything. So I personally like dry healing. Your body art tattooist would be going,
like,
what?
Don't do that.
No, put Vaseline on A&D.
Right.
But not that what I'm doing is going to be perfect for everybody, but for the most part, I've had the best results with the aftercare that I'm doing currently.
It's good to know.
And it's a dry healing. I do have you wash them really good the first day, and then just leave them alone.
Just let them be.
Let the body heal itself.
Sounds a lot easier than taking care of a body tattoo. In that healing process, and even after that, are there any skincare ingredients, or anything that really shouldn't be going in that area around the eye?
You do want to watch what you put on or around your eyebrows. Any anti-aging products like retinols, Retin-A,
any vitamin C, like any of that, or just
vitamin C shouldn't be a problem, but anything that's gonna lighten your skin is like hydroquinone, Retin-A. Just keep them away from your permanent makeup. You can put it on the rest of your face,
just keep it away from that. Good to know. Good to know. What does a person need to do when they are preparing to come in for the tattooing? What would be your recommendations?
That's really great question. I can't tattoo you if you're pregnant or nursing. Okay. Even if no, let's. I was gonna get too personal.
You can get personal if you want. Well, this is for women. We can get personal.
Well, even if you're pumping. And you're gonna say I can't tattoo you. Right. As long as you're nursing. What I use numbing medications. Okay. And they are not tested safe for pregnancy or nursing. So those are two things. Just wait. Baby first. Your brows will always be there. They'll be there. I am going to be here for a very long time. Good. So I'm not going anywhere. So just wait. Enjoy your baby. So pregnancy, nursing, I can't do you. I won't do teenagers, even with the parental consent. If there was some type of injury involved, or illness,
Right.
contact me.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do.
Right.
But just because she,
Just
wants to be
yeah.
Kim Kardashian, no.
Exactly. Like
No.
she saw an Instagram photo and wants this brow. Yeah, probably not the best
gonna
idea.
do that. A few days before, you want to avoid alcohol because it is a blood
Right,
thinner.
blood thinners.
I don't like seeing blood because as you bleed, it pushes the pigment out.
Right.
So it's just
That makes
not
sense.
a good combination. Yeah. It dilutes my pigment, so you won't get a good strong color, and you may not get great retention. So avoid any alcohol. If you take blood thinners like an aspirin just because, not because your doctor told you to, blood thinners like aspirin or ibuprofen may make you bleed a little bit more. Never, ever, ever stop taking a medication that is prescribed to you.
Yeah.
Not ever. It's not worth it.
Right.
When I first started, I would never tattoo somebody on a blood thinner. Being a cardiac nurse for the past almost 30 years, I understand what these medications are doing. I'm a lot more comfortable and lenient when it comes to that, but it depends on my client and her, her physical health. How healthy is she? How healthy is her skin? How compliant will she be? So it's doesn't mean that I won't do you if you're on a blood thinner, but I just want to know more information.
Yeah, you just need more information.
Yeah. So you want to avoid caffeine the day of. You don't want your heart racing, your blood pressure up. And once I've started, I don't want you going to the bathroom 2 or 3 times. I'm just kidding.
Like, we're staying right here. Don't leave the chair.
But you want to avoid caffeine the day of and alcohol a couple days before and after. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I'm so grateful for you, Dawna, for being here today. If you guys are like me and have tons of questions, I hope this eased all of your worries and now you know exactly what to look for. If you would like to, I would love for you to follow Dawna. Where can they find you, Dawna?
Okay, I'm on social media. My Facebook page is business page, Wake Up with Makeup by Dawna. Dawna is spelled D-A-W-N-A.
And I'll leave all of this linked down below too.
Okay, great. And I'm on Instagram and also have a website. So my website, wakeupwithmakeupbydawna.com, has some, questions and answers on there. Maybe some of that will help you. My prices are on there, pictures. But feel free to message me if you have a question that you just don't want out there on social media. I'd love to help you and answer any of your questions.
She's very helpful. She's helped me through a lot of processing, like what can we do? So I'm so glad that you were here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.